A warm welcome back onto the program. It's still the conversation here on Lagos Television. Day in, day out, especially since the coming on board of the Dangote Refinery, it's been one question or the other concerning the pricing of petroleum products in Nigeria. Are there inherent politics involved in this issue? We've heard it is a free market, therefore markets can be determined, prices can be determined by all parties in playing in the sector. But here we are at the moment, the cheapest you can buy petrol at the pump price is 1,080 naira. And it doesn't look like that is the end of the game. Where exactly will this lead us as the country? And the conversation this morning will be looking at the politics of prices in petroleum products. And of course, we do have a guest in the house this morning. And it was just schooling me about all of his many accolades. But this morning, I guess we'll just choose two. He's a political affairs analyst and also an expert in political science. I hope that's fine with you.
Thank you very much for having me this morning.
Okay, Jibala, don't worry. That other one don't worry, don't. Let's leave it at that. Razak, let's start this way. Not year in year, but issues around pricing in petroleum products has always been a problem here with us in Nigeria, especially with the advent of government administration at the federal level from one administration to the other. It's probably only during the era of Umar Yar'Adua that we had a decline in the prices of petroleum products. But since then, successive administration have been putting up the price 1 naira, 2 naira, 5 naira. And here we are today, 1,080 naira. And we've also heard, especially since the passage of the PIA, that we are now operating a free market and it's been totally deregulated. And if that is the case, why does it seem like the pricing of petroleum products is still far from, even a sigh of relief?
Well, there are so many angles to this issue. Let's start from the precedents. I didn't remember the tenure of any president where the price of this product has come down.
It did during Yar'Adua. It did.
Because it didn't stay long, it will have gone up too.
Well, at least it's in history that the price came down during his tenure.
Don't let us give example that has a capacity of taking us away from the solution.
No, it's not.
If Yar'Adua has stayed longer, the history is correct. The history is correct. I'm agreeing with you that the history is correct. But what I'm saying is that if you are still long, it will have increased. Can
we just look at the fact that, during his tenure, it happened.
As analyst, I should tell you the possibilities.
But then we can also assume that you were being preemptive.
No, I'm not preemptive. I'm speaking as an expert in this direction.
Oh,
and
really?
the direction is that, the model we established for that sector, from onset, we have admitted that it is wrong. As long as we have a model where the access we have to local consumption is importation, we continue to have price surge. And it's going to continue to surge up. It's not going to fluctuate. Fluctuation is when it comes down and goes up and has that chart. And the reason for it is simple. It's a recurring decimal to admit that people do business want to make profit. But you have to design a model that will not traumatize the citizens in terms of how much the prices of product is. Oil and gas sector has a very, very dangerous terrain, even more than drugs, other drugs. The license to come and trade in your own country is a license that they have and they use to disrupt the economy of countries in the world that are producing oil. They have similar challenge. But the way they come out of it is that they made sure that there's a provision for local consumption, which is the missing link here. We have a similar problem in other sectors, which is the power sector, the national grid. How can a country as big as not be having a national grid? When scattered all over the country. There are things we can apply to generate power for ourselves. Water for Lagos, wind for somewhere, gas for somewhere, sun for somewhere. God forbid, if you have issue with Cameroon and bombs are national grid, we are in darkness. And which is what's happening. So there must be devolution of power in the power sector. So the same thing in oil and gas. I've been hearing of the repair and turnaround maintenance of our refineries since 1985 when I was in secondary school till today. This gives us an inclination that it is important to create a lot of flanks for people who are sabotaging that sector. The model on ground, in fact, strengthen the saboteurs to have one refinery like Dangote, as big as it is, and to say that it's going to satisfy the consumption. It's never going to satisfy it.
So,
and that is why all of us should come around to point the direction to the government that it is important to have more refineries that's going to cater for local consumption. I'm trying to simplify. I don't want to use technical language that experts use so that Nigerians will understand, because when they start using those technical, that's when they shortchange Nigeria. Okay. You think they are making case for you. They are not making case for us. And downstream, upstream, the PIA bill, a law that was made, is to strengthen the people who produce oil outside Nigeria and bring it in, because the condition attached to bringing the oil in, there's no how the prices of commodity will ever come down. That you can buy your product, and based on what you have bought, you can come and sell it to Nigerians again. And you expect that they want to do charity with the product and their business. They won't do charity. They will make profit. So that is an angle we are looking away from. So, but the people who produce all this locally, number one at the moment is Dangote. We give opportunity to people who are in government, who are also unhappy that there's an end to importation of oil because they're making money from it. They're also making people who are in business from importation of oil unhappy. You're also making people who are refining outside Nigeria unhappy. Only for Dangote to combat them. He can't survive it. I don't see him surviving the challenge he has at the moment. So there must be a law that should be for major consumers. They can buy that from all, the major marketer can buy that one. Mobu, all of them, Cornell, they can buy that to satisfy institutions. But for me and you, which should be the major focus, the primary focus of the government, we can buy our own from Dangote, we can buy from Modular Refineries from state. Any bogus analysis anybody is giving us that this is the way out, it's a deception. In fact, anybody that is encouraging us to leave people to continue to bring fuel inside in the name of free market economy. There's no free market economy than the citizens of Nigeria. There's no free market economy.
The government over the years had not been prodigal, would we have been at this level that we find ourselves? And that is one. Saudi Arabia is a major player in the oil industry. They import as well. So the market is liberal. You cannot stop importation.
But the local producers are not one. It's not only Dangote. And that's the direction I'm going. That there should be more local producers. It makes it easy for people to sabotage Dangote because it's only one. There should be modular. There should be state.
Had been responsible and fix all our refineries.
The direction to be responsible is where we are going. And don't keep open those refineries again. Since 1985, what are we refining again? Let's leave it aside. Let's talk about...
Niki Lukbobiri had promised us time in, time out that, okay, first it was July, September, December, and up until now, the Port Harcourt refinery is still not working. And
you're still asking me that how can they be refined?
Yes.
How can they be repaired?
That was a promise made by government. So I should believe somebody else.
Let's take difficult decision by not looking in that direction again.
Oh, he doesn't know what he was saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That don't look in that direction.
The serving minister does not know what he was saying.
Yes, he's serving us. And if he's taking a wrong decision we have a right to supervise him.
How did he know it was a wrong decision?
Since 1985
to date, his due diligence before coming out with that statement.
Since 1990 date, 1985 till date.
Would it be,
what new thing did you want to do that other people have not done?
So would it be appropriate, or would it be as a way of finding solution? Then government can sell those refineries to the private sector rather than keep them if government is not able to work to make sure that those refineries work. Because again, like Jibola said, we've been promised time and time again. This year,
what surround those old refineries? You can't unbundle it all. And what has happened since 1985?
Why do you think, what if private investors think they can still make use of those refineries?
there are paucity of funds in the country today.
From government?
From government today.
Right.
And if the government wants to sell that refineries to private sector, the condition that we attach you to be very, very porous.
How?
Properties of government has been sold in the past. What comes out of it? You see the way it ends up in private pockets. But there's an easy way out.
Which is?
Which is modular refineries.
Agreed.
Encourage any state that cannot stand on its own, keep looking at federal government to come and fend for it again, should collapse into other states. We must begin to talk seriously to ourselves if we want to have our country. State must have refineries. See, if we are not looking at a strategy to push back the saboteurs, we are in for it. Don't make it easy for them to be able to impose themselves and be able to decimate us.
If you
have government institution, private sector, and then no proper person will come and buy your refineries from you. Don't let me tell you that.
If you're even saying that,
because if they want to buy, they will have bought. They will have bought. Dangote is doing his own refineries.
Yes, but
did they put them to use?
They bought it, but the contract was reversed. It was reversed.
Did they put them to? That's what I'm saying. This rigmarole. This rigmarole.
They bought the refineries.
You want us to do the rigmarole again?
They bought the refineries.
But it was reversed. So you want someone to buy it again and reverse it again?
If it will make us have fuel,
it's been happening like that since 1989.
Okay, so Razak, let me
that has been the pattern since 1989. That's the point I'm making, is that the direction you are taking us to, we have been in it for 20 years.
So if you're now proposing that perhaps...
To look away from it.
Yes, look away from those 4 refineries that have been moribund.
Yes.
And then probably go into modular refineries as a means, to an end.
Yeah.
And also now you're suggesting, or you suggested a while back, that perhaps states should take up refineries. At the moment, states are still not... They're not even giving us the best.
They are setting their priorities wrong.
So if you now say that states should take up...
Don't give pull to governors. So, Lagos is working. Do the people in Lagos have 2 heads?
But
do they have 2 heads?
Just 1 state of the 36.
That should be, then we begin to look at that example then. What makes it work? What makes it work is they are proactive. They have a focus. States will begin to have focus too.
Yeah, but then rather than states...
So 70,000 salary, we know what you are collecting as an allocation for every month. You can't pay. You can't do it. So what can you do as a state government? What can you do? Tell me what you want to do as a governor of the state.
Okay, all right. I'm not the governor, so I cannot...
So you are making case for them?
Yes,
as we speak presently.
We are making case for the governor. If they say they can't have refineries, they can't generate light, they can't provide security, they can't produce oil. So what do they want to do?
Rather than have them set up refineries, can they face light?
Light?
Yes.
No. Those are critical sectors.
They are critical sectors, but we don't want to come back to where we are at the moment.
It should be simultaneous. As looking at power sector, there should be energy too. Energy moves the world.
Agreed.
Even the power sector we are talking about is going to be moved by energy. It's either runs in sun, water, gas, or petroleum. So power sector is important. If you take power away from the world, the entire world will shut down. And that's why it's become more important. And people give numerous excuses. How can we be taking the crude oil from one end of the country to the other? But you can take vessel from 5,000 miles away to come and sell petrol in Nigeria.
It's not refined.
Do that one. The one that is refined, they call petrol. You import petrol too now. So I'm talking about crude oil. You can take it from one section of the country to the other by any means, train, the pipe, or several means. See, if we don't take your problem serious, the way we are taking our problem is as if you want to make a cup of tea. It's more fundamental than that too. And if we don't embolden our government, they won't take that decision.
So you think
the challenge of solving problem in the power sector, in oil and gas sector, sector is so enormous that it needs people like me and you to speak with courage. Razak, and tell them, go ahead,
are you saying that federal government should give license for people to construct modular refineries or to states?
Yes. People for modular refineries and also state. In fact, should be compulsory.
Presently, we have 25 licensed modular refineries in Nigeria.
Why are they not getting crude? Investigated, they have been sabotaged.
And then the federal government should withdraw the license if you are not functioning.
No, they have been sabotaged, and that's the direction I think me and you should dissipate energy on. What cause for the sabotage? Instead of saying that those ones should work again, you should make advocacy around it that why are they not getting crude oil? Why are you sabotaging them? It is these same people in government, the same people in the private sector, and the same people outside Nigeria. This trio. And I told you that
people in government, people outside government are
Yes.
the ones sabotaging all
And the
these
people
things.
outside, the crime
Nigeria.
in it is internationalized.
Are you implying that we are helpless? If
We
the
are not
government is
helpless. We are not
And
helpless.
so government should act.
That is, it needs your courage.
Which
This courage, the courage to say
Razak,
that. The courage to say that. Let me make my
People
point.
were
Quickly,
elected to take responsibility. Let
You
government
are,
act.
as a citizen, you are also supposed
What
to
about
supervise
those in
your
government?
government. You are supposed to supervise your government. Give
What
them the
about those
courage
in
they
government?
need.
Which courage do they need?
Stop asking
We have
them.
voted them in office.
Stop asking them to go and.
We have voted them in office. They should act.
The way
Razak.
to act is
Do you know what Nigerians are feeling at all?
Razak.
I feel it too.
Right.
I feel it too.
I doubt if you are.
No. Oh, by saying that we need modular refineries, is that
Razak.
We have
90%?
licensed modular refineries. If they are not
90%
working,
of people.
federal government should withdraw the license.
90%
Federal government should
they are
act.
going to fall into in the same trap, and I'm telling you the reason why they are going to fall in the same trap. What we need to do is to have the courage to
The
tell our
welfare of the
government
people
that
and the security of the people
Razak,
is as
the
important to me
constitutional
as
right
you do.
of the government.
Also, I
It's
don't
written in
disagree
the
with that.
constitution.
I don't disagree with that.
Let government act.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
And
The
people will not act for the government. Let the government act.
what I'm saying is that don't encourage government to do the wrong thing again.
Which wrong
Which
thing?
is
The 4 refineries is a wrong decision to be looking.
We are talking about modular
Okay.
now, not the 4.
Fine.
No, so why is not working?
Razak.
I'm not in.
Razak, let's
Okay,
come
let me
back.
listen to you.
Let's come back to the fact that you have said the 4 refineries at the moment, government should look away from them because they're
completely.
not working. And then Jibola raised a question: if you have modular refineries at the moment, we have 25 licenses of those refineries, and they are not meeting up to expectation.
They are not. It's not as if they are not meeting expectation.
So what
That
are-
is what I don't want to
So
hear.
what
and
are
that
they-
is what you want to disagree
So
with.
wait, so what are they not doing?
What the reason is because they have been sabotaged.
Okay, that's what
They-
you're saying.
Yes.
That they're being sabotaged.
Yes,
So
and
what is the difference between
They are
being
not giving them. They are
sabotaged
not
and
giving them.
meeting
They are
up
not.
to
They are not giving
expectation?
them. They are not giving them.
Who is not
kudos.
giving them?
The institutions, the oil and gas institutions, they are not giving them. And let me tell you this, except if you don't want to listen to it. See, the cabals, which all of us also know that they have capacity to run the government down. The technicalities of governance indicate that any government that wants to take on them will need the citizens.
So Razak,
Sorry,
are
quickly,
the
let me make
cabals
this
bigger
point.
than government?
They can be bigger than
So at
government.
the- so this
they
particular
can be bigger than government.
situation, if the
This is
cabal-
not the first government that they are having that
Listen,
this kind of
listen,
challenge.
Razak, so if the cabals are bigger than government,
They
then
can't
why
be bigger
do
than the
we-
government.
Why do we have a government?
That is why we have the people. And that is what you are not you don't want to admit that the people and the government can be bigger than the cabal. Because the reason they will give you all those protests that are happening in the country has to do with difficult policy of government at times. So we must bear in mind that if you want government to go to that direction, any kind of incitement that will come after it, we should be careful. That is as a result of the policies this government is embarking on. So in going headlong with this cabal now, we have to stand behind our government. Nobody should incite us against our government again. And we want to do a protest. No, we have something at stake first. Let us resolve the problem we have in the oil and gas sector. Let the government speak out. What is their challenge? Why are they not giving them?
What is stopping government from speaking out? You said let government speak out. What is stopping government from speaking out now?
Because you are not looking in that direction. By now you are saying it now.
What is stopping government?
By the time you say it
And what
now,
does the Constitution say about,
by the time, Jibola,
about the responsibility of government?
Jibola, don't create a crisis of perspective for this discussion.
It's not a crisis, it's my opinion.
Let me explain what I mean by that to you.
And this is the research that I've done.
Jibola,
Razak,
that
what is the responsibility of
what is the
government?
outcome of your research?
What is the responsibility
No,
of
what is the
government?
outcome of your research?
In terms of security and welfare.
And what's your research?
You are saying that government is helpless. It's an indictment.
No. That's
an
not the point I'm
indictment.
making. You are putting words into my mouth.
If government is
You are
helpless,
putting government
then
in my
let
mouth.
government leave.
Jibola, don't be angry at me too.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry.
You didn't vote for me.
No.
I am
I'm not
analyzing.
angry.
Are you an
People
elect-
voted
I am analyzing.
people into office to
I
act.
am analyzing, and people.
Let them take responsibility.
Who come here not that like the courage to tell you the truth too. That's that me. I will tell you the truth.
Razak.
But don't be angry at me.
I'm
The
not
point
angry
that-
at you.
Now get my point.
Let's
Get my
move-
point.
let's move this
Get my point. The
conversation
anger in
forward.
you too is also boiling.
It's not a matter of anger.
But wait,
It's a fact.
Let me tell you the truth. Anybody that tells you are going to come out of where we are in the immediate is deceiving you. I don't
Okay.
deceive yourself.
Okay.
We are not saying we are
We are not going to come out of this immediately.
Let government
Razak.
act.
Anything we want to do is experimental. Get that too.
Razak, listen.
If anything I
So we continue
suggest
to experiment, right?
until we get it right.
Oh,
we must
wonderful.
have that courage. We must have that courage to put up right experiment.
Let
The experiment
the
of 4
government have the
refineries.
courage. Let the government have the
experiment for 4
courage. We have voted them
refineries.
in.
The experiment for 4 refineries is wrong.
Razak, listen.
What we should look at is modular refineries. Then we
Fine.
ask.
So, I mean, fantastic.
The question you are asking is that
you have proposed the solution.
Yes.
That the best way forward right now is to embrace modular refineries.
Yes.
And we've identified the fact that at the moment we have 25 licenses or 25 modular refineries that should actually be working. But at the moment they are not working, or they are not even moving up to capacity. And the point you've raised is because they are being sabotaged.
Yes.
They are not getting the crude they should be getting. And then we are saying to you, or we're not pointing it out, that shouldn't that be the role of government to ensure that these guys get their crude? And so if we have identified that fact, that indeed modular refineries should be up to their capacity, if they are receiving the amount of crude that they should be receiving, admit? So are we on the same page on that?
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. So now moving forward, we will now come back to the fact that now that you've said we should move away, or we should look away from those 4 refineries coming back to light.
For obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons known to you. Now,
no, not all of us. It's 1985.
Okay. So the modular refineries at the moment, 25, coupled with the Dangote refinery that we have, global prices is also there.
Global price is not an excuse. Why must we be using America as an example? The price is selling in Libya.
I said global prices, which of course...
We don't apply global price. It's part of the trap they set for us. It's part of the strategy. It's possible.
Nigeria is not the only country producing crude.
It's possible.
Is Nigeria the only country producing crude?
It's possible to sell it lower than global prices.
So why are we not doing that?
And that is the direction we should be looking at.
Even at the moment that Dangote is buying in Naira, we would expect that it will be cheaper.
It will not be cheaper until you have many refineries in the local.
So we are saying the same thing.
Is the oil business not done in dollars?
So we're saying the same thing. So if we're suing,
is it not done in dollars?
There are so many things I'm not getting about this discussion, though. And the trap they are setting for you, you have entered it. The trap they are setting for you, you have entered that trap.
I'm still going to come back to the fact that there is government. Government is a regulator.
Yeah.
So shouldn't we also now hold government more accountable?
I agree with it in total.
Government is not doing what it should be doing, and like Jibola raised, isn't there a caveat that your license can be either suspended or revoked if you're not performing to capacity? Before
you suspend the license, what I'm saying is that if there's anything that is classified as a reason why those people are not getting crude oil, they should declassify. Let us know. That's my point. Before you sanction them, before you take their license, because many people has been given licenses and they took it away. Are we going to continue in that pattern? Hundreds of people since 1990.
And so which means that government can begin to take back those licenses?
No, let's tell us the reason. Don't assume that it's only you as a government that have a right to know the reason why they are not giving. And majority of the reason comes from the government. That's why they are classifying it. Not the president, not this government at all, but the people who surround the oil and gas sector. They sabotaged them. Before Dangote refinery came on board, there were so many refineries that want to come on board. But they were sabotaged. And one of it is that they staff them of crude oil.
Okay, so at the moment, where we are now, and then you've mentioned, because we need to go, but then before...
Speak in unison. Give these guys crude oil.
Give the modular refineries...
Give them crude oil.
Are you suggesting that Dangote refinery is being given preferential treatment against the modular refineries?
It's not here, no, dear. Because for Dangote to survive, you should be giving a preferential treatment. Because if you don't give preferential treatment, particularly the law that is made, that strengthens importance more than him, prices will not come down. And you raise a very valid point, too. We have to look into that. You assume that by the time Dangote starts giving us oil, it will come down. That's an assumption. I've said from day one that it's not going to work. You must give access to crude oil to refineries. You must also give access to crude oil to the local refinery. It does not affect the pricing, the profit Dangote is going to make. But many people were under the assumption. And Dangote was happy about that at the beginning. And we warned him that it's not going to come out well for you. If you are going to be the only institution that want to be selling to us locally, they will come for you.
Okay.
So for us now, and as a summary, that the mentality in Nigeria that everything should be centralized is what we have taken into oil and gas sector too. That one institution, one power grid, one state, one police institution. And the consequence is what we are seeing now.
Okay.
There must be devolution of power. We must devolve. State must have, Modular must have. And why is it not working? I agree with Ibola. Now, why is it not working?
Okay.
And don't profile those guys as if they have their inability. It's their inability. No, it's not their inability. They might have their own inabilities too. But more comes from the people in all those institutions,
Okay.
the government institutions. So the president should look into it that why would I put 25 people in? It's not possible.
Yeah,
To
it's
say
not
that
about throwing them
only
away,
those
but
25
it's
are not
about
working.
also ensuring that asking questions why
He
they're
needs
not
to people that
working.
will be truthful to him, to be able to tell him the truth that, Your Excellency, it is not because, it's because they don't want them to work.
Okay.
Which is
All right.
the position I've hold.
Okay, that's your position this morning. I was going to ask
It's
you
a popular position. That means that they don't
That's what
want
you're
them
saying.
to work. It's a popular position. It's in town. It's not only me.
It's
I don't
in
know why
town.
Jibola is not seeing that direction.
It's
It's not
in
saying
town.
for refinery. It's only for refinery.
Yeah, because
Me, I'm saying about four
those are
refineries.
national
Though.
refineries.
I'm saying beyond 4 refineries. Though.
Okay, Raza, we need to go. Thank you so much for adding your thoughts onto this conversation this morning. We truly appreciate your expertise here.
It's a pleasure being
All
with
right,
you.
that's where we would leave this conversation this morning. Thank you so much for watching the side of the table today. We'll take a break. The conversation returns shortly.
The